Last week, in a pressure-filled moment of truth, Bruno and Katja battled PJ and Violetta in the third skate-off of the season.
Let's have fun, huh?
Going into the bottom two, always the worst thing ever possible.
I don't think Canada appreciates what you're doing, and you need to keep going. So I'm gonna tie you guys. We'll see you both next week.
A first in battle history.
Wow! That was the best.
Another week we together.
Tonight, there are no more second chances.
It's heating up. I don't think you can really ever feel comfortable.
No time to play it safe. And no room for error. This is the Battle of the Blades. Welcome back to the Battle of the Blades. One more time for Kurt Browning and Elijah Balde. So good. Thank you. Leon Bridges, be proud of you. I know you have some mentoring to do, Elijah. I'll send you backstage. And Kurt, rhythm and blues. You two have such rhythm, it gives me the blues. But R&B, that's our theme tonight. And this is our home for the next 2 weeks. Beautiful Oshawa.
Yes, this is, here it comes, Gens Nation. There they are. We're at the Tribute Community Center in downtown Oshawa, home, of course, to the Generals. There they are.
Yes, 200 Generals have made it to the NHL, including Eric Lindros and John Tavares.
Bobby Orr. Bobby Orr.
Bobby Orr, for sure. And in figure skating, this is the home of Barb Underhill, Donald Jackson, world champion. So, perfect city for our show. And
you know everything.
Speaking of the show, Kurt, we got to talk about last week.
Yes, I did a thing. I just didn't see the bottom two teams as either one really needing to go home. I just wanted to keep them. So I tied them, which means, of course, we have 5 new programs from 5 teams this week.
It made for an historic night. It was just history for the show, and you just had a heck of a skate. You go rest up. You got a big job ahead of you again tonight.
Oh, yes, right. Good to see you, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our 5 remaining pairs. Here comes Violetta Fenicieva and PJ Stock. Amanda Vorant, Colton Orr. Katerina Gordieva and Bruno Gervais. Natalie Spooner and Andrew Poge. Caitlin Weaver and Sheldon Kennedy. It's nice, on the hop. So listen, cast, last week our theme was stage and screen, and you gave us a Hollywood ending. But all things being equal, the chances of a sequel are slim. We have to do it all again. We're going to establish a bottom 2. These are the official results, judges' marks, and the viewer vote. Whoever's in the bottom 2 later tonight goes in the skate-off, and then the judges, presumably, will send one of you home. Kurt, here we go. First pair in the bottom 2 is Katerina Gordieva and Bruno Gervais. You let them hear it. And the second pair in tonight's skate-off, Violetta Afanassieva and PJ Stock. So, lightning has struck twice. And we think one of you is going to have to bolt. Don't despair. Go on back, get prepared. You're going to be fantastic tonight. All 5 of you, you've been sensational. You will again this evening. Lightning in a battle. Let's look at the leaderboard from last week, just to remind you of your power. Certainly the judges have valid power, but you have, as the viewer, veto power. And I should remind you, we have $275,000 in charity on this show, and every time you vote, you're, in fact, giving us a little act of kindness. So that's where it was a week ago, and now you know who's in the bottom 2. Let's meet our judges tonight. I mentioned Don Jackson from here in Oshawa. In 1962, he won the World Championships, landing the triple Lutz. First man ever to do that. 26 years later, he's at the Olympics in Calgary as a spectator. He's a 21-year-old kid from Caroline, Alberta. He says, "Kid, I hear you do the quad. You should do it in competition. You do that, it'll change your life. Make it yours." And the kid listened. The rest is history. Mr. Kurt Browning. He scored the game-winning goal for Canada at the World Championships in 2007 when Canada beat Finland. He also scored the first ever goal in a Winter Classic, and he's been scoring for us. Judge of Canada, our buddy Colby Armstrong. And we're really honored tonight to have figure skating royalty as our third judge with her partner Eric Radford, 7-time national champion, 2-time world champion, gold, silver, and bronze in Olympic competition in team and pair skating. Megan DeHamel's in the house. Megan, welcome. So lovely, Megan, to have Eric on the cast and to have you on the dais. Truly fabulous. So without further ado, it's time to bust a move. R&B, as I mentioned, hip-hop music, that's our theme this evening, the spirit of soul and the spirit of spirit. We are going to go back to the 1960s, and skaters have selected songs from there.